There once was a child who, when 5 years of age, was taught by his mother that happiness was the key to life. At school one day, his teacher asked him, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" He replied, "I want to be happy." She then told him that he didn't understand the assignment, and he told her that she didn't understand life. As a mother, um, I want more than anything for my children to be happy, just as this mother taught her son. And I know that Heavenly Father only wants us to be happy. He didn't put us down here to be gloomy or miserable. He wants us to enjoy life. President Gordon B. Hinckley said it best, quote, "In all of living, have much fun and laughter. Life is to be enjoyed, not just endured," end quote. To make the world a better place, we can be a little bit happier. Happiness is a choice, not a given gift. There are many people in the world today that are not happy. Research shows that happiness in America has declined over in the last 30 years. Studies also show that 1 in 10 adults are on some kind of antidepressant. There are definitely people who need the help, and they are getting the help that they need. However, too many times people turn to a quick fix and they look outwardly for help when all we need to do is to look within. Harold B. Lee said, quote, "Happiness does not depend on what happens outside of you, but on what happens inside of you. It is measured by the spirit with which you meet the problems of life," end quote. Feelings of sadness are normal. Life is full of hardships and trials. Happiness is not the absence of problems, but it's the ability to deal with them. Happiness is a choice, and we're in charge of our own happiness. Happiness, no one can make us happy. When we change the way we think or change the way that our thoughts and how we see things, it can also change the way that we feel. So how do we do this? There are 8 steps that I would like to share with you on how to achieve a greater happiness in life. Number 1, surround yourself with happy people. And you also need to emotionally connect with people. Believe it or not, happiness is contagious. When we surround ourselves with happy people, we feel it and we become happy. We need that emotional positive connection with others. When we emotionally connect with other people, it helps the brain. And the best way to do this is to talk with each other face to face and in person. Number 2, lessen screen time. This is a given. If we are to connect with others, we need to be looking up and not looking down at our phones and on the computer or watching TV. Many studies have confirmed that too much screen time has damaging effects on the brain structure and function. Screen time has been associated to anxiety and depression. In multiple studies and research, they prove this. Low self-esteem and feelings of inferiority have been linked to social media. Remember, moderation in all things doesn't just have to do with food. Number 3, be healthy, exercise, eat right, and get enough sleep. I am sure you already know all of this. How many times have we heard it over and over again that we need to get enough sleep? It's the time for our body to heal. Also, we need to be listening to our bodies, and that includes being physically fit. We have all heard that exercise gives us endorphins, which in turns help increase our happiness. Maintaining a healthy diet has nothing to do with your size, your weight, or your shape, or how you look. It has everything to do with how you feel. If you feel well physically, it helps you to feel well emotionally. This is where you always hear moderation in all things. Number 4, have a sense of humor. Dr. William F. Fry from Stanford University has published a number of studies on the benefits of laughter. Dr. Fry concludes that, quote, "Humor, mirth, and laughter are on the side of contributing positively to the maintenance of health and survival from the standpoint of their physiological effects," end quote. Research also shows that people who engage in positive humor in their everyday lives lead happier lives. Elder Boyd K. Packer, he said, quote, "Find happiness in ordinary things and keep your sense of humor," end quote. Number 5, be optimistic. Countless studies have been conducted on optimism, and the vast majority of them support the same conclusion. Optimism is healthy. Optimists live longer, have better functioning immune systems, they cope better with difficult circumstances, and even have healthier babies. President Gordon B. Hinckley, he said this, quote, "Cultivate an attitude of happiness, cultivate a spirit of optimism," end quote. Number 6, serve and share. Research shows that acts of sacrifice that are motivated by desires to meet another's needs may result in feelings of happiness. When we share a part of ourselves with others, whether it be of monetary value or our time, happiness is sure to follow in both ourselves and those we serve. Number 7, show gratitude. Research shows that when one shows gratitude, it has a positive effect on our happiness. Focusing on our blessings has emotional benefits. Elder Dieter F. Uchtdorf said, quote, "The spirit of gratitude brings true joy and great happiness," end quote. Number 8, be in tune spiritually. Being spiritual can mean 2 things. It can mean going to church and being religious, or it can mean relating to or affecting the human spirit or soul, as opposed to material or physical things. Both of the definitions of being spiritual are good for the soul and contribute to our happiness. An example of the second definition is to take time to meditate. Take time for a little peace from the world. Elder Russell M. Nilsson, he gives a good example of the first definition. Quote, "The Lord's way is the only way for us to experience enduring happiness," end quote. Now that we've gone through the 8 steps, I want you to take a moment and imagine a world where everyone was down and gloomy. A world, let's say, full of Eeyores. Feel the weight on your shoulders, walking around hunched over with a feeling of heaviness, both physically and emotionally. Now imagine what a world would be like if everyone was happy and cheerful. If there was a bounce to your step, kind of like Tigger. A world where everyone got along and were kind, because that is what we do when we are happy. I gave a lot of examples of what we can do to become a happy person. I challenge you to pick at least one to work on for 15 days, because after 15 days, it's shown to become a habit. After you've mastered that one, choose another one. Work on that for another 15 days, and so on and so forth, until you feel you are in charge of your happiness and know for yourself that you are a truly happy person. One final thought by President Gordon B. Hinckley, quote, "Do not dwell on unkind things. Stop seeking out the storms and enjoy more fully the sunlight. Even if you are not happy, put a smile on your face. Accentuate the positive. Look a little deeper for the good. Go forward in life with a twinkle in your eye and a smile on your face, with great and strong purpose in your heart. Love life," end quote. Let us all move forward and start today to choose to be happy.